I've heard of many ballads in my day, but none of them like the ballad of Hopediah Plantar. God, this voice is pretty bad. Okay. How's everyone doing today, guys? My name is T Codes, and we're back with more Amphibia. This is episode 22A, The Ballad of Hopediah Plantar. um, I guess you gotta have some nod to a western in this show. This was an interesting one. So, a part of me feels a little. I feel like I missed something with this one in terms of Hop Pop's character. I mean, because when we left, because one of the so the main focus of this episode is Hop Pop, wanting to be seen as a hero, and a part of me, I mean, I get it mostly because the episode starts with Sprig singing a song about the events of Toad Tower, and Hop Hop is getting excited because remember, because the events at Toad Tower were all happening because the Toads were after Hop Hop, and so he's thinking, oh, Sprig's probably gonna mention all the things I did that caused the Toads to come after me. But no, Sprig, like, he was like, he's a coward, 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 coward. Pretty much that. And so obviously Hop Pop is he's mad. He's like, well, what about when I ran for mayor or stood up to the Toads and didn't pay my taxes? And then Sprig is like, well, that's not what the audience wants. And Molly like, yeah, it doesn't sound as cool. I mean, again, it's kind of weird I personally, I thought that was propaganda WTF-ery. Like, even they acknowledged that in the season finale. Like, wait, what? We're after Hop Hop? Really? But this, I feel like Hop Hop. After everything he's been through in the series, because like he for the most part he stands up for things that he likes. So I just felt like, in terms of setting up why he was doing the things in this episode, was like, out of the gate he was so excited to hear the song. Like when Sprig was getting to the part about him, he was so excited. He was like, oh, this is my part. And so maybe if it was more of curiosity rather than like actual excitement, like Hop Pop is like, maybe it was, I don't know, it to me just felt a little too over the top. So when they come to this town called Bittyburg, literally the title says it all. It's this itty bitty little town with itty bitty little frogs in this itty bitty. Actually, no, it's in the middle of the desert. So it's a literal small town, and yeah, it's pretty much like the West. And they play it off as like a Western. You got the scene of them riding through town, everyone's turning and looking at them, being like, oh, who are they? And you got your typical story of a Western with you got your bandits, you got the newcomer who it seemingly runs the bandits out of town, but then the bandits come back, and then we got some Rango stuff with Hop Hop. So you have, like, they're really, like, the townspeople are really small. Like, Hop Hop is literally, like, I feel like even Polly's taller than everyone in the town. So that can give you a generalization, but Hop Hop, for the most part, there's a bandit that comes in and says he wants his money, so the town at first is giving him his money, but then Hop Hop stands up and runs him out of town. You think he saved them, but then and the town praised him as a hero, and then he lets it kind of get to his head. They're like, my name's Hopediah Plantar. I'm the one who stood up to the toe. Like, I think they even mentioned, like, maybe, did they mention that they've heard of him? Or no, they probably didn't. He just talked about how he stood up against the toes, and then obviously he spins the story to be like he fought them, and how he punched the tower and it exploded and stuff like that. And so and all the while Anne, Sprig, and Polly are in the back just like, should we be concerned about this? And Anne's like, nah, let him have this. And in good old fashioned Western, I keep thinking of Rango because that's the movie that comes in. That's literally the movie that came into my mind when I thought of this. Because, come on, you got Amphibia. It's amphibians. Of course, Rango would kind of come into my mind. I mean, chameleon, is a chameleon amphibian? Don't judge me on that. I don't know either, but you know, like the gang comes in. Hop has to try and fight them. He fails miserably. The bandits reveal that Hop, for the most part, didn't do all the heroic things he said he did. They leave town, and at first it seems like that they are gonna leave, but then, you know, Anne talks to Hop, saying that they should go back, and pretty much saying that a true hero isn't one that lives for the glory, that it's just a person that's doing the right thing. So that's what they do, and as continuing with the tropes, like, they go into town, and, you know, it seems like, oh, he's gonna stand up and fight, and then all of a sudden he does some heroic stuff, but then they discover, oh no, it's an actual trick. Seriously, it's like Rango. Like, in this case, instead of a giant swarm of bats in the shape of a hawk, it's just Hop using his tongue kind of like a gun. I mean, because every time he spits out his tongue, it knocks someone out, but it's actually Sprig in the distance sniping him with rocks with the slingshot. Guy can, man, Sprig's good with that slingshot. I really, this episode really hit me on that. It's just like, seriously, because he's sniping him from a distance with this. It's so cool. But the leader notices this, and so it seems that it's all going to. Okay. I completely forgot to mention they're called the Hasselback Gang, and a part of me was wondering if it's because I'm a football nut, and they're in the National Football League, the Pro Football League. There was once a player called Matt Hasselback. And you got Matt Braley, the creator of the show. You got the Hasselback Gang. I'm like, if there's a frog named Matt, there'll be a lot of layers to that joke. But I don't think any of them are named Matt. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I gotta go back. I don't think there was some. I don't think anyone in the gang was named Matt. It would have been funny though. But all right. Yeah. So Hop tries to fight. He gets beat again, and he does spell out the message though. He's like, you know, he's like, you gotta stand up for what's right, fight for those who can, all that. And so, you know, but he obviously gets his butt kicked, and the townspeople actually in that moment, they all band together and they stand up and they fight off the Hasselback gangs. And apparently they are more vicious. Like, when they get mad, their eyes start glowing red and their teeth just turns into fangs, and there's like and it's like kind of creepy. So they fight him off, and they even like, thank you for inspiring us, sir. And they're like, oh, and Hop's like, you mean you understood my message about fighting for what's right and standing up for those? And like, well, kind of, because we realized that we had to fight for those who can't fight for themselves, and you can't fight for yourself, so we're gonna fight for you. So it's a joke, but you know, you get the gist of the message. And with all the chaos going around, the family gets the H out of Dodge. And you know, they obviously have their moment of like, well, that was eventful. And then even Sprig has a new song, but obviously it's like, Who wants to listen to that? It was funny. And then we end on the mech from the last episode in the desert, and he's moving, and it's like, what's gonna happen? What is this mech gonna do? Is it gonna, anything can happen? So it's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy. So all right, that's all I got for this one, pretty much. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun episode. Again, Western Rango feel to it. I didn't mind that. I thought it was a fun little episode. Again, Hop, perfect character to be doing with, to have this be for. Little hint with the mech, that also was cool. I like how, I mean, obviously, whatever this mech is, why it's following him, we're gonna obviously find out, but I like how back-to-back episodes we got the hey, this thing's still following us thing, but obviously they don't know, but we know, so excited. All right, yeah, that's all I got of the Ballad of Hopediah Plantar. God, I really don't know how good this accent is. Maybe it's better than Nicolas Cage and Con Air. Okay, I gotta really stop.